100 to 120 billion pounds a year is lost because top bracket of tax avoid them. 120 billion pounds. That is enough to fund our education for the next 10 years and buy everybody a pint.
How does that affect me? Because I'm hoping to go to university next year, and yeah, can't really do it if it goes up in price. It's fun, so it's getting people out. They're saying what they think instead of sitting down and not doing anything at all. So I wasn't anticipating this, but yeah, I thought that there was going to be a few people out. But I mean, possibly we might win, possibly we might not. I suppose we won't really know until it's actually over and we find out from the government as to what they're doing. But I mean, for now it looks to be a success. I mean, we've had no problems.
These cuts are not practical, they are not needed, they are purely ideological. Totally and utterly pointless.
We're protesting for the future, basically.
Yeah, it seems unfair that people will be deciding which uni to go to by cost rather than academic ability.
Well, I am going to study English, and obviously they're cutting arts and humanities, so any university I choose, there's going to be cuts to my department and the resources that I'm going to be using. So, you know, it might even end up that I don't get as good a degree as I could have done.
I would have gone for a gap year, but because of course if I went for a gap year and come back I would have to pay the extra fee, so now gap year plans scrapped. I've got to go to uni next year. Which
makes everyone even more competitive this year than ever. I mean, as you can see, all the video cameras, TV cameras, interviewers, it's going to be all over
and just go down Elston Hill where you turned around and we were at the front and you just got the size of the amount of people participating, and because this is Hereford, it's quite a small town, we don't really get many things like this. So when it does happen, it's going to be quite big.
People take notice, and actually people were walking past the protest going, actually guys, I agree with you, well done.
Yeah,
and it just shows how many people think this is wrong. We weren't anticipating this.
We were predicting about 500, but apparently it's been a lot more than that, and it's been
about
brilliant.
Double, I think.
It's really been a good turnout.
Yeah. I did think it was going to be longer, but we were actually supposed to be met by the job centre people, which was going to take a bit more, but I don't think they managed to meet up with us. So that's
but the thing is, this has been an hour and a half. It's still been fairly successful.
Yeah.
We could have asked for more, really.
No.
We've got our message clear. It's been all the media have got their interest, so we've got our message.
Just hopefully we can make a difference. Well, we can only hope and pray that they do. I mean, what we're most annoyed about is the Lib Dems, who they betrayed us. They got our vote from, you know, saying we're not going to raise education, we're going to cut it all, and now they've just gone back on their word. So hopefully they will actually sit up and take notice that, hey, maybe we do have to listen to these students, because we're the ones who'll be voting them in or voting them out in the future.
I think part of the level whether this day will be a success is if everybody else in all the different towns and cities do the same thing, all the different colleges. If they all do the same thing as what we've done today, then today will be an extremely successful day.
I didn't think there was going to be violence. We had early. We were speaking to the organisers for the last week, and they assured us it was going to be peaceful. And all the people taking part, most of the people taking part were from Herefordshire. They've got interest in the city. They're not doing themselves any favours if they're going to cause any trouble. So, from our point of view, perspective, it went very well indeed. Because everyone behaved themselves. They had a good time. They got their message across. Handed the petition in to the town hall. So we were quite happy with the way things went.
The Lib Dems have turned on us. They got our vote by saying that they weren't going to rise the fees, and at first they were going to even cut fees completely. So not only have they turned against us, the Conservatives rising it to a phenomenal amount is just disgusting. Well, I get EMA. I'm in my second year, so the EMA cuts won't affect me, and I'll be going to university, so the cuts on the humanities going to do sociology will affect me, but the rise in fees won't. But I still feel that even though it doesn't affect me, it affects everyone around me, and I'm fighting for them as much as it is for me, really, because everyone needs to stick together in solidarity. It's the last thing we can do. There's nothing else we've tried. You know, there's nothing else we can do. We can't vote. We're either too young or we've got to wait for 5 years. We've made a petition, and that's our second step as such, but I don't think there's anything else we can do. As long as the people stay here, there's another march from the benefits people at the job centre that are coming down. They're leaving at about 12, so that's soonish. We just keep trying. And if they don't listen to us, well, in 5 years' time, we don't have a Conservative or a Liberal Democrat government at all. So, you know, they've sold their souls as such to the Conservatives. From what it looks like at the moment, I don't think it's going to be violence at all, really.